Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make something that is very important and everyone should incorporate this into their diet. If you've been following my channel for a while now, you know that I give top priority for gut health. Whatever it is very important that we maintain and feed that bacteria that's in your gut, because the chemicals that gut bacteria produce will be absorbed into your bloodstream and your nervous system and then go into your brain, and it will impact your cognitive function and how you are going to perform. Okay, so today we are going to make something called sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is a German originated probiotic vegetable dish. It's very easy to make, but before we go any further, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That will really help this channel. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to Success Science, where we unlock the secrets to achieving your full potential and living a life of health, wealth and success. Here we have cabbage, beetroot, peppers, capsicum, carrot, some spices. I like to make it really spicy and I add some chilies to it, so I have some red chili here, and then I have peppercorns, cardamom, some Himalayan pink salt, and today I'm going to try something very different. I'm going to ferment tofu. What happens in the fermentation process? The pH actually drops, and as the pH drops, the ferment becomes very acidic, and this will negate the growth of any pathogenic bacteria. So all the pathogenic bacteria, if there is any, is going to die. But that doesn't mean that you go not wash your hands from toilet and stick them in there. I know no one's going to do that, but be very careful, be very clean when you're doing this process. So what happens when those bacteria grow is essentially they're feeding on the carbs that are present in here, and then they will try and replicate. That means they increase in the size and their numbers. So when they're increasing in their numbers, they do produce a lot of further proteins and amino acids and vitamins that are essential for their growth. And then when we consume that whole concoction, we get a whole suite of postbiotics. Now let's start making it. I do have my mighty black coffee because I'm fasting today. I fast every day until 2 to 3 p.m. I don't eat breakfast. That is exactly how I'm staying lean. I'm almost 40 and I have never gained weight in the last 10 years, and that is purely because of intermittent fasting. So let's take a sip. That's delicious. All right, so I have a blender here. You can use the mighty old shredder if you like. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to shred the capsicum, but I'm going to shred the cabbage, carrot and the beetroot. Now it's very important that you take out any outer parts of the cabbage. Ensure your bowls and jars are squeaky clean. Give them a good rinse with hot water if necessary. Then finally shred some cabbage, carrot and beetroot into the clean bowl. Alright, let's dive into the science behind this. First, we'll explore the benefit and touch on some potential risks towards the end of the video. It's worth noting that the benefits definitely outweigh any risks. For centuries, people have been making pickles out of mango, lemon and various other veggies. So, it's fair to say that they're safe to munch on, as long as they're made under hygienic conditions with the right amount of salt. Fermentation has been a traditional practice in many cultures, like in Indian breakfasts such as idli and dosa, as well as in making of bread and other veggies. Fermented veggies pack a punch in terms of nutrition. They're high in fiber, bursting with various bacterial strains, vitamins and antioxidants. The probiotics and metabolites in them offer a range of health benefits, from reducing inflammation to potentially fighting cancer and boosting gut health. Plus, studies have shown that fermentation can significantly increase the protein content, enriching the amino acid profile several times over. Regularly munching on fermented veggies can help ease constipation, rebalancing your gut microbiome, and even reducing the risk of conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. And here is a fascinating tidbit. Certain fermented cruciferous veggies have been found to inhibit the growth of specific colon and breast cancer cells. So, it's best to enjoy your fermented cabbage raw, as cooking can diminish its cancer-fighting properties. For those at risk of type 2 diabetes, incorporating fermented veggies into your diet can help keep blood glucose levels in check. And let's not forget about their ability to combat nasty bacteria like Helicobacter pylori and Listeria, which are linked to stomach cancer and listeriosis infections. In short, fermented veggies are your secret weapon against a range of diseases. So why wait? Start incorporating them into your diet today. Oh, you'll have to wait 5 days at least. All right, I'm going to put the peppers in there, and then I'll add some spices. I don't want to mix the red chilies together with this because if I accidentally touch my nose, that's it, I'm gone. All right, and then of course when you have kids around, you don't want to be touching them too, right? All right, I am just super excited because you don't know how beautiful this tastes. My wife, she never eats vegetables, but when she tasted this, she got addicted to them. So it's a wife.
Hello. How is it?
All right, I'll put that in.
This is way too good that don't disturb me right now.
I'm going to add a few more chilies. Good to try this because I'm currently looking for high protein delicious options, because if you've been following my channel, you know I haven't been eating meat lately. As a tribute to my beloved Bruno, I wanted to give up something that I really loved, and that is meat. Add some cloves, maybe 3 in here, and these cinnamon bark, beautiful. They just give a beautiful flavor. I don't have fresh garlic at the moment, so if you add fresh garlic, it's going to taste really good too. Fresh garlic and fresh ginger. You can add some fresh onion too. They get a really nice flavor. There you go, some peppercorns. All right, I'm going to grind Himalayan pink salt into this. The reason why I use Himalayan pink salt is because Himalayan pink salt is known to be the only salt that is not contaminated by microplastics. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Because you don't want to be consuming microplastics and they end up in your gut. They get absorbed into your system, into your muscles, and they just stay there. So because Himalayas are formed ages ago through the collision of the Indian subcontinent to the Asian or the Russian side, that's where these peaks have risen. So the ocean water, which has gone up, risen into the peaks like Mount Everest and so on, they are the ones that are still giving us this Himalayan pink salt in the form of the purest salt that's available out there. So you just have to massage in all the salt into it, and then you'll see the cabbage and all the vegetables will start getting some water out. I'm using 2% salt for the amount of veggies I've got here. So for about 1 kg of veggies, that's roughly 20 grams of Himalayan pink salt. Slice your tofu into cubes or whatever shapes you fancy, then pop them into the jar. If you like things fiery, go ahead and throw in some extra chili. I whipped up a liter of salt water using 25 grams of salt, which works out to be 2.5%. Because I used the food processor, I got some tiny bits clinging to the jar's neck. I'm just rinsing them down with some salt water. This time I've used plastic wrap to keep the veggies submerged, as I read it in a blog, but usually I would use a cabbage layer or some clean food safe pebbles or a glass cup to weigh things down. If your veggies float, they'll spoil, so keep them submerged with a plastic sheet or some other weight, preferably not plastic. I'm pouring the rest of the water into the tofu jar. Now let's talk risks. I stumbled upon a research paper discussing the potential risk of biogenic amines and nitrites in fermented foods. But don't fret, the concentrations are usually too low to cause harm. These levels might increase if you add fish sauce, garlic, or broccoli to your ferment, or if you use brine from previous batches. However, adding sliced onions, some seasoning, or fermenting for over 7 days can help reduce these amounts. Our recipe doesn't pose this risk, as the study focused on pure garlic or broccoli ferments. Don't forget to tidy up to keep your partner happy. Enjoy these with your favorite salad or sandwich, but remember not to cook them, as temperatures above 55 to 60 degrees will kill off all the beneficial good bacteria. When I'm feeling lazy and not filming a YouTube video, I just chop my veggies into big chunks, which only takes 2 to 3 minutes, and go ahead with the process. That way you don't even have to worry about them being submerged. They tend to go inside the water. Now, you will need to leave the jars at room temperature for at least 5 to 7 days. And you can go up to 3 to 4 weeks if you like. You will notice the water getting cloudy and bubbles forming within 2 days, which means the beneficial colonies are thriving. As fermentation kicks off, you'll see the veggies and cling wrap rise due to gas bubbles. Just use a clean fork to push them down at least twice a day, in the morning and evening. Make sure you're using porcelain or glass jars, as cheap plastic ones aren't suitable for fermentation. You can experiment with different veggies and legumes. Just be sure to do your research beforehand. As for the ferment brine, dilute it with water and throw in a lemon for a refreshing drink. It tastes just like salty lemonade. Good luck.